everyone, Mac is back with another video. Today we're going to talk about being rallied. So you've taken so much time to build your castle, to get a bunch of troops, you're out there fighting, and you're having a really good time. You're getting some merit. You're flying around the map and avoiding those big whales coming after you, and just as luck would have it, all of a sudden you get rallied. You can take the solo hit, but you can't take the rally. Well, you maybe can take the rally hit. So there are 4 options that you have if another player rallies you, and they are: you can take the rally, you can port to your hive and then abandon the castle with all your troops. You can port far away and then wait until the fervor ends and then bubble. Or you can use a transnational relocation before the rally is sent. So we're going to go over these one by one. Starting with the first one, you're going to take the rally hit. So basically you're thinking that you're going to be able to survive the hit without maybe too many deads, or maybe you'll be able to completely have a really good defense depending on the stats of the person that is attacking you. So if you're going to do this, there are several options you can do. You can port to your hive and talk to your alliance mates and have them garrison you or reinforce you, because they will just get wounded when they do that. Obviously they have to be careful not to be rallied as well or attacked, depending on their power size as well. But those are two separate things to do. And then you take the rally hit, and hopefully at that point your fervor will be off and you'll be able to bubble up afterwards and then assess the damage and go from there. Your second option is to port back to your hive and abandon your castle. Basically you're taking all the troops that you have, and as quickly as you possibly can you're getting them out of harm's way. You're going to be sending them into either fake rallies, your own fake rally, garrison, or reinforcing other bubbled castles, so that you can get rid of all your total troops. And to be able to do this, you have to make sure that you're able to, before you go getting crazy and start attacking and get rallied. And as you can see, I put together a little formula here with an example. So you're going to take those total deployments that you have, multiply that times your army size, and you're going to add in the total number you can put in your shelter. That'll be the total troops that you should have. You have any in your castle. If you have any more than that, if you have any more troops than that, then you have too many troops in there. There are exceptions, of course. I'm not going to go into those, but this is a kind of a basic reference for that. And as you can see, my example is, if you're at this point where you'll be able to solo attack you'll be able to take a solo attack easily. You're probably going to have 6 deployments. You might have more than that. A lot of times you will. But I'll just make this example very, very simple. So you're talking 6 deployments and then times the 500,000 army size. And this, I'm assuming you're using a buff. Most people don't have 500,000 unless you're a really, really big castle. And you might even using the buff, there's a lot of people will have, depending on which buff you're using. But I just say using a 20% buff and you're at 500,000, and then you add 500,000 to the shelter, which seems reasonable now. I mean, the shelter is, they've increased that, which is really, really nice. So a total troops of 3.5 million. That should be your total amount, to max amount in your castle at this point. If you have more than that, then you're going to be in trouble, and you need to work on increasing the number of deployments, the army size, and the shelter size. And there are different ways to be able to do that. I'm going to show you where you can find these numbers. As you can see right here, my army size is 476,000. I'm in the details where it shows all your statistics, your bonuses and everything. And if you hover next to that bonus or that statistic, you can see where all of that comes from. And that's where these are the places that can tell you how to upgrade if you need to, where you need to get it larger. So, and you can see my deployment limit is 8. So, and it tells you obviously where that is. But so I know that if I take 8 times this number here, that's without even any buffs. That's my army size that I could possibly have there. and you can see my shelter capacity is another 730,000 as well. So those are the things. This is the place where you're going to find those three statistics we were talking about. Just make sure that you just figure that out, whatever it needs to be, so that you're able to empty your castle. And just one other note in reference to this second option here is that you got to make sure you do this very quickly. If you don't do it quickly, they will port around you. They will port around you, and they will start solo attacking you once you start abandoning the castle, because they'll realize how how weak you've become. I would recommend putting your lord in your shelter with your troops, because that'll actually add some more in there instead of sending it to a rally or a garrison or something like that, just to kind of be on the safe side. But like I said, you have to do it very quickly, because if you don't, you could definitely still be soloed once they see you start to abandon the castle. So your third option is going to be to port far away and then wait until the fervor ends and then bubble. That seems very basic, but the reason that you're going to do that is because you want that rally to take a long time to get there, so that hopefully that 15 minutes has depleted and that you're able to bubble at that point. They can use speeders to do this, to increase this, reduce the time it takes to get to you and to your castle. And if that's the case, then you're going to have a problem, of course. But here's just an example of what you want to do. So, for instance, if you're down here if the rally is starting down here at Sunspear, you want to go to the very top of the map, way up top up here, and this is where you want to try to stay as far away from that rally as you can. So click on up there, try to find a spot right up in this area up here. So they're going to be able to track you, of course, but that still doesn't matter. Just port up there before they had sent the rally. That is something that's also crucial. Do not port once they've sent the rally, because as soon as you port, it'll instantly hit. It is a very easy mistake to make. I've made it many times myself, and I've taken some rallies and some hits that have really hurt, either zeroed me or killed millions of troops. So like I said, port very far away, and then once you get to this spot out here, make sure you tell your alliance, because then they can try to garrison and reinforce your castle to try to help you as well, just in case, because those new speeders that they have now, they are kind of expensive, but at the same time, if you're talking 30 minutes to get from from Sunspear the whole way up here up north, then they can reduce that by, say they have 5 of those 50% reduction in speed, then you're talking 30 minutes. Now we're down to 15, then we're down to 7.5, and then you're down. But before you know it, that 15 minutes that you had is not going to work for you. So that's just something to really consider. And your fourth and final option you have is to use a transnational relocation before the rally is sent. So make sure that the rally isn't on its way. Again, if you port anywhere, it's going to hit you. So right here you can see I have 2 of these transnational locations. You can buy them in the Alliance shop. They're 810,000 Alliance coins. They do cost a lot. However, it's always good to at least have 1 on hand, because if you can't tank that rally, if you can't use any of the other options, you don't have enough deployments, or you have too many troops, or what may, you just have to get out. You have to leave the server. It's going to be a pain for you, but to do that, you're going to have to use these. And to do that, what you're going to do is you're going to go out to the world map, and you're going to try to find a castle, and you have to have this already predetermined. You can't just go out and start trying to find them, because you'll have 5 minutes to do it, before they actually less than 5 minutes, because it'll be very quick. So you find one of those large servers, one where there's a lot of whales, and that's another risk, of course, you'll be taking, but at least you can get there. You can you start all over again, basically, but hopefully your fervor will be down a lot more. So like if I was going to go to Kingdom 55, I click on Kingdom 55, I come in here, and I'm not going to port around their King's Landing. I'm going to go back to the map up here. I'm probably going to go find some spot in the middle, wherever out here. I'm going to click on it. I'm going to click relocation, and then this screen comes up, and at the bottom here it says required is 1. So it's only required, that's the number of scrolls that you need. So As you can see, I own 2, so I just need 1. I'd be able to do this. Obviously, I wouldn't be able to take these resources with me. You have to have them down as well. You can see here it tells you which things, what's going to happen. So you got to be very, very careful that you can, that you get one of these, and so you're able to do this. And then the problem is, then you'll have to reduce yourself to come back to that server, because since you're probably one of the top 100 or so, or whatever it may be in that server power-wise. If that's the case, then you're going to have you have to purchase a lot more of these through the Alliance coins, so that will be an issue as well. So that's it. That's those are the 4 different options that you have if you're being rallied by the enemy. Know what your plan is, know what it's going to be. You'll always want to try to think ahead in this game, especially when you're fighting, because you're going to panic. You're going to think a lot, about what's going on. It's very easy to port away whenever they send the rally, think you can get away, because you panic and you know that it instantly hits you. But make sure that you can take that rally. If you can't, then port to your hive. Try to get rid of all your troops if you can. If you can do it very quickly, and when you do, if you do try to port quickly in and leave or abandon your troops, take your troops out, do it somewhere, like I said, port in and then do it very fast. Don't just port in and start thinking like, oh, okay, I can take my time to do this, because they're going to know where you are. They're going to find you very, very quickly. They'll be around there, and they'll probably be attacking you once they see that you start to abandon it. So make sure you get, put them in your shelter, do your own rally and put troops in there as well, and then start abandoning very, very fast. One last point that I wanted to make, and is that if you're gonna take this rally no matter what, if not because because you're out of options, you don't have any national relocations, or your fervor, you could port far away if you wanted to, of course, and try to do that. But if you know you're going to be able to take it, or if you're going to be able to hit the rally, I would try to save as many troops as you can. So at that point, empty your castle as much as you can, but empty those tier 4s, get them out of there, so that when they do attack you, they're only hitting those tier 3s. They go to your hospital, and hopefully you have that hospital capacity size pretty large as well. It's a number you could also add in here to this. If you port and try to abandon the castle, that hospital size, you could add that in there, so to speak, because they hit you, they only get wounded if you're being attacked. So just something else to consider. But until next time, Mac out.